Welcome back, my friends. Currently, we're on day 187 of Russia's disastrous invasion of Ukraine, and it looks like the counteroffensive to retake the north bank of the Dnipro River has officially begun. These are reports, pictures, and videos coming out as I'm trying to film my video this morning. So in my next update video, I'll have more pictures and videos and information for you. But for now, this video was only posted 1 hour ago. Let me show you the first 20 seconds of this clip of what is going on.
Группы хуярят со всего, что только можно. Прорвали первую линию обороны. Хуярят с танков, авиации, артиллерии.
So that was a Russian soldier on the ground taking cover, panicking and posting to social media that the Ukrainians are currently hitting them with everything they have. Now, unfortunately for these Russian soldiers, about 25,000 of them, they're completely isolated on the north bank of the river. And I don't think anyone is coming to help them because the Ukrainians, the last 2 months, the last couple weeks especially, have been going after all of their supply lines. And anybody who would be coming to help them, the Ukrainians have already bombed and taken out in the last 2 months. I can't even keep track of all of these HIMARS strikes anymore. I'll do my best to briefly mention as many of them as I can. So here are some incidents from the last couple days. 4 explosions in Melitopol. This was as of yesterday. Here is a coastal radar site burning in Sevastopol, probably taken out with an anti-radiation missile by the Ukrainians. Here are multiple strikes on the city of Oleshki in the Kherson region. If you want to look at this up on the map, you can see that it's on the south bank of the river. These are the Russian forces that would be coming to help the Russian forces on the north bank as this counteroffensive kicks off. Next up, Ukrainian forces hit and destroyed the headquarters of the 35th Army of the Russian Federation in Nova Kakhovka. And here are the pictures and videos. As always, I'll link everything down below in the description if you want to watch them. And Nova Kakhovka is just on the south bank of the Dnipro River, south of this hydroelectric power plant, and the Ukrainians keep going after both the Anatovsky Bridge and the bridge over the hydroelectric power plant so that Russian forces are incapable of getting any trucks or heavy equipment across the river. Here's a video I'll link down below. I can't show it to you obviously, but Ukrainian forces shelled this bridge at the exact moment when a Russian military convoy was trying to cross over it. And this video is very graphic. There are Russian corpses pretty much everywhere on this bridge. But I can show you a video from a couple days before showing you how damaged this bridge over the power plant is. This is about 17 seconds. Let's watch this together. To give you an idea how damaged the bridge is, somebody stitched together images from that video to show you how bad this bridge is currently looking. And this was before it was hit again more recently, as the Russians were still desperately trying to get trucks and supplies across this river. So I've mentioned before, there are several now weak points for this crossing. The first one is this canal lock. This is where the Ukrainians blew up the rail line. The other one is this curve in the bridge right here. So when you see these pictures and videos, this is the curve over the water. Ukrainians keep striking this point, and this is making it impossible for the Russians to get trucks and heavy equipment across the river. The Antonovsky Bridge also is getting struck almost daily. lots of pictures and videos on social media showing recent strikes. And here are some pretty clear satellite images showing you what the Ukrainian strategy has been. This arrow indicates that this is the north bank, this is the south bank, so up here is west, down here is east. And the ferries that the Russians have been using are still operating. You can see how many trucks over here are lined up to get onto the ferry in order to cross this river. And the Russians have been constructing a sturdier pontoon bridge on the east side or the north side of this bridge to give it some protection from Ukrainian artillery strikes from the south. This isn't going to work. As soon as the Russians complete the pontoon bridge, the Ukrainians are just going to blow it up. They're probably going to continue to focus on this very specific segment of the bridge on the south side. This is the one that's this is where most of the damage is, so the pontoon bridge underneath the existing bridge will be weakest there. And these satellite images are from 2 or 3 days ago, so it's possible there's even more damage occurring to the bridge now. Additionally, I think Ukraine, as they've gone through their lists of ammunition depots, fuel warehouses, command posts, supply lines, and infrastructure, they might now just be going for body-rich targets. And I found this particular strike to be pretty interesting. Maybe this hotel was being used as a headquarters, but in this hotel that Ukraine struck with 10 HIMARS missiles, there was about 200 Russian paratroopers sleeping in this hotel at this night. I think this is a pretty interesting shift in strategy if the Ukrainians are now deciding to use their missiles to go after the greatest concentration of Russian soldiers in one spot to maximize casualties. But this was 200 Russian casualties on one day in one location from one attack from Ukraine. This war is not going well for Russia. There is also unconfirmed reports circulating on Telegram channels that Denis Pushleonov, the leader of the DPR separatists, has negotiated with the Ukrainian side to hand over a list containing the coordinates of more Russian ammunition depots in exchange, I assume, for a pardon and $500,000. A report like this, I think, is impossible to confirm, as one could easily spoof such a conversation. But I don't think there's any shortage of people, partisans, or Russian soldiers even in the occupied territories willing to sell out to get out of this war in exchange for a pardon, maybe even EU citizenship, and briefcases full of money. I think they are willing to divulge the GPS coordinates for Russian command posts, Russian ammunition depots, or maybe even a body-rich target like that hotel in Donbass. And this war is only going to get worse for Russia over the next 6 months, as the United States has announced that they've accelerated HIMARS production to help the Ukrainians. There's also a huge backlog of orders. I think Poland ordered 500 of these HIMARS launchers that will take years to eventually deliver. And according to Undersecretary of Defense William LaPlante, he was speaking at a Lockheed Martin facility in Camden, Arkansas. This is where the HIMARS launcher and these GMLS rockets are produced. And for those of you not familiar with American geography, this is where Camden, Arkansas is located. And I'm being 100% serious that in order for Russia to win this war, they need to destroy this factory. If Russia is serious about winning their war in Ukraine, then the only way is to eliminate the means of production for these HIMARS launchers and these missiles. Therefore, you would have to bomb this factory in Camden, Arkansas. I'm, of course, being outlandish here. My argument is that it is impossible for Russia to win this war because they're never going to be able to cut off the supply of these weapons from the West, and especially the United States. The Pentagon announced that they will start delivering larger shipments of weapons and supplies to the Ukrainians now by ship. Primarily, they've been air delivering everything with C-17s. I don't know how many of these HIMARS trucks can fit in a single C-17, but a large container ship can carry a lot more weapons and equipment. So once again, this is very bad news for Russia. They cannot stop the flow of aid and weapons and support from the West. Russia is also showing signs of fatigue and attrition as Russia pulls its Syrian S-300 missile battery out of Syria to bring it to the conflict in Ukraine. Russia gifted this S-300 system after a friendly fire incident, but remained in control of it and now is taking it back from Syria to use it in their war. They would only do this if, once again, they're running low on air defense systems, as the Ukrainians have been destroying and taking out most of them. According to Ukrainian intelligence, Kyiv claims Russia is running low on missiles. This might be why in the last month or so there have been fewer civilian attacks on major cities in Ukraine. Kyiv estimates Russia has just 20% of their Iskander ballistic missiles left after stocks have dwindled down from constant strikes. So the Russian military was pretty stupid, and in the first couple months of this war, they aggressively used their missile systems to bomb hospitals and bomb churches and bomb schools to demoralize the Ukrainians and hope they would capitulate and surrender. Now that we're 6 months into this war, they don't have enough missiles to actually defeat the Ukrainian military, to actually locate and destroy all of these HIMARS launchers. And here's a map showing the strategy to regain control of Ukrainian skies. Lots of surface-to-air missiles and air defense systems have been delivered to Ukraine now. They're currently setting them up in order to protect the civilian populations. So phase 1 of this war was to halt the Russian advance. They've successfully done this, as Russia has made no serious, tangible progress on the ground since the cities of Severodonetsk and Lysychansk were taken. Step 2 is to get control of the skies. And you need to do this with effective air defense systems. This has to be in place before warplanes can start being delivered. I do believe by 2023, maybe as soon as January, Ukraine will be flying F-16s, maybe A-10s, maybe Predator drones, but they need to get control of their own skies first before they can start pushing the Russians out of their controlled territory. Let's now just talk about more bad news for Russia, because I can't get enough of this, but China has reprimanded Russia for their handling of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. This is according to China's UN representative, and he has issued a warning about the risk of a nuclear accident at this power plant. I haven't talked about it much in my update videos. I honestly don't really like to think about it because it's so disturbing what Russia is doing, holding this plant hostage, weaponizing it, storing munitions and military equipment in the reactor building. Even China is calling Russia out on all this nonsense. And I definitely sense that China is annoyed with how poorly this war is going for the Russian military. Russia promised China 6 months ago that this would be a 7-day war, shock and awe, get Ukraine back under their control. And then it was supposed to be the Russian military helping the Chinese military with their own military objectives. Now the roles are reversed, and Russia is asking the Chinese for help, and China doesn't want anything to do with it. More bad news for Russia. According to Germany, the gas storage is filling up faster than expected for their country ahead of this winter. The nightmare scenario of a cold winter without access to heating seems to be off the table, according to Germany's economy minister, while Russian gas now only accounts for 10% of Germany's consumption. It's taken 6 months. More progress has to be made. Yes, I know energy prices for gas in Europe are very high right now, but the nightmare scenario that Vladimir Putin is hoping for, that there will be a gas chokehold that will force the Europeans to give in to Russian demands for seceding Ukrainian territory, this alt-win scenario for Russia seems less and less likely every day. In previous videos, we've talked about the poor quality of equipment being supplied to Russian soldiers. There was a viral video of a Russian soldier destroying his own helmet, claiming how ineffective or poor quality it was. I think these Ukrainian soldiers saw that video and they wanted to do their own stress test of a Russian helmet. This clip is about 40 seconds. Let's watch it together.
Так, перевіряємо касочку Арпістану на прочність. Що вона, коротше, скаже нам? Тримай.
Легенько удар сначала.
Хуя себе, блядь.
Блядь, по твоей...
Це вообще пиздец, диви, що у нас, блядь. Я їбу, блядь. Вообще, сука, силиконові ці, сука. Дерьмо собаче, блядь.
That's pretty hilarious, and in the past I have worn a ballistic helmet before. They're very heavy, they're very strong, and I guarantee you, you're not supposed to be able to punch through it with your fist. If you're getting your helmet from either the United States or NATO, I guarantee you if you try and punch this helmet, you're gonna break your hands. On a building in Kiev, there's a new painting, a new mural dedicated to the Ghost of Kiev. Obviously, there might be more myth than truth to the Ghost of Kiev, but in wartime, it's important to have stories to inspire your people. And in those first couple days, this guy inspired lots of people to stand up to Russia. Fantastic mural, looks great. Here's an interesting post about President Zelensky. I didn't know this, but his wife, Olena, they were actually high school sweethearts. And next year they will be celebrating their 20th anniversary. So this is a fantastic picture of President Zelensky, probably in his early 20s, and they look great together. Lots of fantastic proposal stories, pictures, and videos on social media. Here is Alexander offering an engagement ring to his girlfriend Katerina in downtown Lviv. This was 2 days ago. I really like this traditional clothing. Final video I want to share with you is on the streets of Lithuania. This town, this city, this road looks absolutely beautiful. I don't know if this woman right here is a Ukrainian refugee, but she has a Ukrainian flag wrapped around her, so she supports Ukraine. And she's going to ask a street performer to perform the Ukrainian national anthem. Let's just watch this together. Hopefully YouTube is fine with me playing that audio, otherwise I had to block it out. That's all for this update video. Glory to the heroes, glory to Ukraine. If you found this video informative, give me a thumbs up. Best way to support my channel. Comments or questions, or you know something I don't, let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys. Till the next video, take care, be safe.